Hey y'all, it's Empress and I'm back today with another video, so let's get started. Okay, so I watched the new movie Peppermint on Netflix. It's number 4 in the US right now. You know, Netflix has their top 10 movies or shows that everybody's watching right now. And so Peppermint has Jennifer Gardner, John Gallagher, John Ortiz, and they did not name him, but it has Method Man in it, okay? And that's what caught my attention, because they put Method Man on the picture, like to say, hey, this is this new movie, a big ass picture of Method Man. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm about to watch a movie with my baby. Wrong. So I was a little bit upset about that because how they did that, but we'll talk about that in a second. But before we get started, y'all, Bath and Body Works had a sale for their candles yesterday. Yeah, I know I'm a candle girl, and I got 2 of my favorite scents. I got the Limoncello and the Marshmallow Fireside yesterday. I was so excited to find the lemon one because I usually have those in the little sprays. I was trying to see if I had one around here. Because I just sprayed it yesterday. Oh well. But I love those and I'm so excited I got them in the candles. But if you guys know any black any black owned candle companies, or you have a black owned candle company, comment below. Let me know who you are, because I do want to support my black owned businesses. I have a black owned business and I want to support all of you guys. I want to keep, you know, the money with us. But I still love my limoncello and my marshmallow fireside. So if you guys have somebody who can make a scent similar with a little lemony smell, let me know. So let's get into this here review. Okay, so Peppermint. Peppermint is about a mother who lost her family and essentially saw the people who murdered her family, went to try to go through the whole judicial system and do the proper steps to getting them put in jail, only to find that she couldn't do that. And then so she went off grid for about 5 years, and on the 5th anniversary of her family's death, came back and took revenge for herself. So it was a really, really great movie. But here's some of the things I thought about it. Like, so Jennifer Gardner, I don't know if I came with bias, because movies that she's in, I love her as an actor. I think she's a gorgeous woman. But her mouth bothers me. It's like always in a perched duck lips, and it's aggravating. Like when she talks, I have to try so hard not to stare at her mouth. And it's so hard because I so do not like it. Okay, that was my tidbit. But in the beginning, you know, I was a little, all of you saw was this skinny, super, super skinny little woman killing these big behind men. And, you know, growing up watching fighting movies with my dad, it would be so funny because he would say, how do they expect us to believe that somebody the size of a twig can take down these men, can take down a whole organization? And that's essentially what this movie was doing. She was taking down an entire drug operation. So in the beginning, you know, it was her baby girl's birthday. It's a little girl's birthday. And, you know, some things didn't go the way they should have went. Whereas there was some bullying when it came to some of the other people in the community, particularly this other lady and her child. They were like the mean girls of the city, and I guess ran the organizations and the PTAs and stuff like that. And so the little girl had a birthday party and nobody showed up because the other mom was trying to be a butthole and planned a little get-together, knowing it was Jennifer Garner's daughter's birthday party that day. And so because the little girl didn't have anybody come to her party, mom and dad was like, hey, we'll take you to a fair or something. But prior to that, the little girl's dad has a friend who's in some shady dealings, and they were going to do something that they probably should not have done or should not try to do, because they didn't even complete the task. So the task was they were going to rob this huge drug dealer and take his shipment, and they didn't follow through on it. And then the dad actually even called and said, hey, you know, I don't want to be a part of this. It's not worth it. It's not worth my family, my livelihood. The money's not worth it. And so he wasn't even going to do it. I'm not sure if the friend did it or not, because it showed the friend getting his butt beat. And so the drug guy was like, okay, we'll make an example of him. Okay, well, they ended up at the fair on the little girl's birthday, killing the father and the little girl. And they ended up shooting Jennifer Garner. And she didn't get killed because she had walked back to get something. You know, she ended up seeing the people who murdered her family. And where was that? So she saw them. She said, okay, hey, when she got out of her coma, she was going to take them to court. She was a key witness. She spotted them all in the lineup. She said, I know what they look like. I know who they are. Cool, bam. But because the judge was being paid off, the cops were being paid off, everybody in the court system were being paid off, the people got off. The DA was being paid off, all that. So the murderers got off, and she ended up getting arrested, and the judge wanted to remand her to a mental institute, but she escaped. Okay, she escaped and went off grid for like 5 years. And on the anniversary, she came back and she just started picking people off. Everybody that was a part of her child's murder, and who was a part of that whole trial. Oh, actually, they didn't even go to trial. Who was a part of that whole hubbubaloo? She started picking them off one by one. She killed the judge. She killed the men who killed her family. Had them hanging from the Ferris wheel that they went to. Which, I'll say this, okay? For believability aspects, how is it that somebody who is 98 pounds wet hung up men who were probably 200 pounds execution style from a Ferris wheel? She fought these men, killed these men, and she about as skinny as can be. And I'm saying 98 pounds wet, but she probably at least like 100 pounds. Because, you know, the camera adds 10 pounds, and baby, her arms were the size of my incense sticks. But they wanted us to believe that this woman was able to kill, drag, and hang these men from a Ferris wheel. Okay. And so that was pretty hard for me to believe. But hey, they did it. And so she killed them. Finally, it started getting recognition from the FBI. And the FBI wanted to bring in the local units and try to work together on this. Come to find out, the main guy, or the original guy from the first murder, was being paid off by the drug guy. And, well, I'm going to say drug boss, was being paid off by him. So he kept trying to mess up the investigation, ended up killing the FBI agent, trying to kill her. And this whole time I'm thinking, they had a big behind picture of Method Man, but where is he? He didn't show up until the end of the movie. I felt some type of way about that. I said they wrong and shout out for that. And he at the end of the movie, and you got a big old picture of this man as though he's in the whole movie. He had probably at least 15 minutes of the movie, if that. I'm being generous with my 15 minutes. But yeah, by the end of the movie, she ended up killing the drug boss. She killed everybody that was attached to it. The cop ended up getting killed by the drug guy. And, you know, to society, because they was putting this all on social media, they tried to tie it into social media. She was a hero. She cleaned up the crime on Skid Row. They called her like a vigilante and all that. And so, you know, she wanted to die at the end of the movie, die on her family's grave. But one of the captain didn't let her. He ended up saving her life and taking her back to the hospital. And crazy enough, I'm thinking, okay, this woman is going to end up getting the death penalty or whatever, because she's killed so many people. She's killed a judge. She's killed a DA. She's killed all the people in the courtroom that assisted in getting those men off. She killed those 3 men who were in a car that shot her family. She killed many people in that man's house, the drug boss's house. And speaking of, this man is the top tier of drug king, and he don't have no getaway. Like, it started to, you know, see that she was coming to kill them. And he didn't have like no bunker, no nothing. He was hiding behind a couch. You got all this money, you got all these people behind you, and you didn't make a contingency plan in case something happened. You got your daughter, your woman, and you hiding in a house. I didn't think that was smart. I feel like if you're going to be top tier, you need to have some contingency plans, sir. Something in case somebody run up in your house. You need to have a bunker, a safe room, or something. You got all this money, spend that money on something useful to keep your life safe. Even though you're a piece of shit. But neither here nor there. By the end, you know, the captain ended up giving her the key to her cuss and letting her go free, because he was like, hey, you exposed some dirty people in my precinct. You exposed some dirty people in the justice system, and you killed this man that we've been trying to get for a long time and we could never get because he always got off. And so he let her go free, and that's how the movie ended. I think it was a great movie. The only things I saw that was like, was the believability of this skinny ass little woman, excuse my language, this skinny woman fighting and killing all these big, hefty, weighty men. Like, these men pump iron, as they say, and you being able to kill them and hang them and do all this and hold rifles and ARs across your body. Them things are heavy. People in the movies make it seem like they're all light. They're not light weapons. Okay, those weapons are heavy. Ask any military personnel. Ask anybody who's actually held one. Okay, shotguns, assault rifles, all that stuff. Military grade weapons that she was carrying, they're heavy. And she just carrying them in a sack across her back like it was nothing. So it was that. My thing about Method Man, you know I'm gonna say something about that again. You put his picture up there like he was in the movie, and he was not. And then the believability of this man has all this money and has all this power, and yet you're allowing a 98-pound woman to kill you and to outsmart you, and you don't have any contingency plan for your family in the event that there's an attack on your life. But overall, the movie was great. I think you guys should watch it, check it out, and come back and see some more of the things that I've watched, and check out some more reviews. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, share with your friends, and I will see you guys next time.